This is a fantastic new coin from the nation of Niue. It hosts one of the biggest icons of world history, and at the filming of this video is already selling on eBay for way more than places like APMEX, where I bought my coin, and where you should buy yours, as this is an APMEX exclusive, is selling them for. So why is there such a demand for this coin, and more importantly, why do you not have one? All of this and more as we collectively collaborate in coin conversation here on the Culture of Currency. If you've been a collector of bullion coins from around the world as I have, you will know one of the smallest nations in Niue produces some of the most dynamic, most interesting, and most diverse themes in silver bullion coins. Niue is a small set of Pacific islands. I have a rather interesting video over their nation and culture, so if you seek to know more, I refer you to my Hawksbill Turtle video. It is the flag-bearing bullion coin of Niue, and thus that video hosts much about the traditions, the natural culture, and relevance. Today, we talk Johann Gutenberg. Most of us know who this guy is, so I will keep it rather brief, but we do need to talk about his impact, as cultural relevance is something we grade on this coin channel. This coin comes from a series called the Icons of Inspiration. We see many figures of world importance in this series, like Thomas Edison and William Shakespeare. So who is Johann Gutenberg? Our featured friend today, Johann Gutenberg, born under the Holy Roman Empire in an unknown year, but experts argue between 1393 and 1406. He is said to have died in 1468, but his stamp on the world would be as large as any man who walked before or after. Without going into too much detail, Gutenberg created the first printing press, which made books much cheaper and made the speed of which text like books could be manufactured exponentially quicker. This, paired with a slowly growing literacy rate, caused an exploration of science, religion, and the human condition. This period, for those who are needing context, was predating the Renaissance, and many experts believe Gutenberg's printing press was a springboard that made the Renaissance possible. In 1452, which is pre-Columbian by the way, the first full book was stamped out. It is known as the Gutenberg Bible. This was an epic transformation, as the Bible and other books could be mass-produced, meaning that a book which would cost thousands of a day's wage for commoners dropped to hundreds of a day's wage for a book. Though this was still out of the hands of commoners, it was not for many idealist philosophers and stewards of royalty. This meant the transfer of thought and information from around the world could be best used and cultivated, eventually trickling down to the common folk, as well as a whole new industry being born. I bet the most happy for this invention were probably monks who spent laborious hours daily transcribing holy lines from one parchment to another. In short, this man changed the world. Now that you know a little bit about the importance of Gutenberg, let's focus on the coin as we try to assess on our 60-point scale why this coin has such a strong value so quickly. When we look at the front or obverse of the coin, we have a fantastic look at a muse. Her focus is on the coat of arms of Niue, but her hand is outstretched towards the sun, almost as if she's guiding the nation to the sun. This is relevant as light is often associated with wisdom or knowledge. This series, being iconographic to people whose minds change the world, makes this image tie the obverse to the reverse. I love everything on the obverse. The cascading stars provide balance and connectivity, whereas the generic words, which are necessary, do not draw the eye away from the scene. This is as perfect of an obverse as I could ask for, and it scores a 10. The reverse hosts our theme in Gutenberg. I must admit I was skeptical seeing this coin online, as the lack of depth on a computer screen often does not provide a coin's justice. I was worried about the quality and if it would be bad, and boy was I wrong. This is a beautifully rendered design. It has so many elements at work. We have a rendering of what I would assume to be Latin across the background, though the APMEX description says German. I believe it to be Latin, as this is featuring the Gutenberg Bible, which would have been in Latin, much like the book he is holding, as the image would suggest. We see Gutenberg twice in this image, once maneuvering the spring press and again holding his work. I love the incorporation of his name in the selected font as well. There's one small error I would like to point out, however. Take a look at the completed pages on the table. Look at the scale. The book Gutenberg is holding is much smaller, as the real first prints were likely on vellum and weighed from 30 to 35 pounds. I do not think that this is a detraction, as putting an accurate sized Gutenberg Bible would take up too much of the coin's real estate. This reverse overall is beyond amazing, and it scores a 10. Now for mintage, we have a beautiful coin which is minted at the low number of 10,000. This means that you should probably get one now, as this is an APMEX exclusive and sold only on APMEX unless you can find it being flipped on eBay. Cultural significance is next. Icons like Gutenberg change the world. There's not a nation on earth that has not been impacted by him. This being said, it is significant to Niue, and what is even better is that Niue's design has the coat of arms moving towards the sun with the assistance of the muse, which is discussed in symbolizing enlightenment. All of this together hints that Niue was blessed by the inventions of Gutenberg, like all nations. I scored a 9. Now we talk collectability. This is a low mintage coin with an excellent design. It is fantastic in every single way. One issue may be that it's an APMEX exclusive, which is a double-edged sword. It means you know where to get them, but it also means the exposure of the coin to most buyers is limited, and you would either have to watch this video or be marketed in some way of its existence. This is highly collectible, in my opinion, and eBay sales would suggest the same, so I scored a 9. For uniqueness, we have an amazing focus on a world icon that, believe it or not, has not been used that much. I was only able to find a couple of Gutenberg coins over the years, and none of them are to the fit and finish of this coin. It is a strong 8, which brings us to our final thoughts and score. This Gutenberg coin prints across the line at an extremely elite number of 55, meaning by both our 60-point scale and the eye test, we have a Coin of the Year candidate and a coin fitting for every single person that I can think of who collects coins. This coin is balanced and full of our world's history. It is a reflection of the best of our ingenuity. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, please remember to stay classy and current with the culture of currency.